Welcome to the Afro Anime Initiative, a place where Afrofuturism live, where we discuss everything from anime to something beginning with the letter Z. I'm your host, Darren Bradley, along with.
Paulina Guerriere. Nice to meet y'all. Nice to meet you again. Thank you for tuning in and listening.
Right, we so appreciate it. So, Petey, what's going on with you? What you been catching up with lately?
I've been living on Hulu for the past
Nice.
week. Yes. Been watching My Hero Academia, of course. Great show, of course. And I've also been watching Castle Rock.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, I think they just finished their first season, if I'm not
hmm
mistaken. They just had their season finale, and it's just more questions, and
And that's the Steven Spielberg, all his stuff universe. No,
no,
that's the
Stephen King. Stephen
Stephen
King.
King. Thank you.
Yes,
The
yes.
Stephen King universe. Okay, cool,
Mm-hmm.
awesome,
Yep.
awesome.
So, what about you? What you've been delving into?
Well, you've been living on Hulu. I've also been living on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
catching up with Iron Fist. Definitely better than the first season. Season two was really fun,
Nice.
much better than the first season.
Good.
And catching up on BoJack Horseman because I think season five is getting ready to come out, so I wanted to make
Hmm.
sure I was caught up on that.
Oh, we're already on season
Um,
5. Nice.
oh yeah, see, I think season five drops soon,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm already caught up on that.
Excellent.
And also, My Hero Academia on Verb.
Okay.
So,
So
which
I.
is perfect
Mm-hmm.
because that's today's topic: streaming services and which ones are best for Afrofuturism, and for your budget, but mostly for Afrofuturism.
Right. Where to find them? Where to look? Where to dig? All of
Exactly.
that. Yeah. So what? Okay. So since we're talking about streaming services, what's the latest in the news? Why are we talking about it right now? Like, what is the
We're, talk-
shift?
we're talking it right now because a big thing has just dropped from Warner Brothers and DC Comics, and they released something called DC Universe. And with DC Universe, it's a combination of all old Warner Brothers shows based off the comic characters, combined with you can buy the comic books based off those shows, the storylines digitally, and also exclusive merchandise. They've turned it into like a giant community. You can even talk to people while the shows are on. It literally just dropped today, with the day we're recording, and it's just a game changer because it's not just you just sitting down and watching. You're also interacting. They have an encyclopedia on the site, on the app, where if you have a question about some weird comic book character, you just type in the name. There's information of over 80 years worth of comic book knowledge. And then if you really like it, you can download the comic book. And then if you become a real fan, you could buy a shirt or a collector's figure or whatever. And it's just a brilliant idea. And with the introduction of DC Universe, it just gave me that thought like, okay, how's everybody else going to compete with this, especially for geek nerd culture? And how can this be, something that Afrofuturism could use to its advantage?
Exactly. I think that it's. I actually appreciate what DC is doing because, like you said, it's very interactive, and I love interaction. I love interactive experiences instead of just going on watching and then okay, what else is there to watch? It just makes it more fun and more, I guess, worth the investment. Because how much is it per month or per year?
DC Universe, if you pre-order or if you do the year service, is $74.99 for a year.
Hmm.
But if you're not ready for that type of commitment, you're not sure what you're going to do. If you're going to download comic books, you can do $7.99 a month.
Nice.
Like I said, and you get access to all that stuff. Like I said, exclusive stuff, super old stuff. Because again, Warner Brothers is moving a lot of their stuff to this that's DC related to this app. So if you want to go back and watch, say, Lois and Clark,
Oh man,
you got to go to that app to get Lois and Clark.
I have not seen Lewis and Clark since I don't even know how old I was. So there you go. For all you old time
Right.
fans of different shows that haven't even been on in years, there you go.
And you even get new stuff because you get the new season of Young Justice drops on there, only there exclusively. And then they're starting to break all these new shows like Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol and Teen Titans or Titans. They're bringing in all these shows that are only exclusive to that service. So it's not just old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a real brilliant idea, and I don't know how much that is for Afrofuturism because again, it's a lot of DC stuff. But people forget that DC and Milestone Comics, one of the most groundbreaking black-owned comic book companies ever, are in a partnership. We could see some Static Shock on there. They could bring back a lot of those comic books redone and new, and definitely with a bigger push because they want to make sure their service gets as many people as possible. The black community, the people of color community, man, Milestone Comics, Static Shock, that's a big deal. People will pay money to watch.
People pay money to read. Isn't there a Static Shock comic out or
Yes,
coming out?
all that stuff is based off the comics, and hopefully they're bringing a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Milestone Comics 2.0 has been quiet, but I hope they start making announcements and start bringing stuff back.
Okay. Well, I mean, considering with what we're already given with, okay, let's say Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Amazon Video, which I'm gonna go off about in a little bit, or HBO, or all these other different streaming services, you would think that for Afrofuturism, I would think that DC, at least for the DC streaming service, it would be a good start. Because again, it's an immersive world of not just the well-known superheroes that, Superman, Batman, the Flash, all of that, but there's other characters that we don't know much about that you can look up information on.
And that's why I'm saying those characters aren't getting pushed right now, but they
Mm-hmm.
could, depending on how successful the service is.
Mm-hmm.
Milestone could start putting their stuff on it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So, what other
Well,
streaming?
since you brought it up, no, we're not. We can come back to this, but since you brought it up, let's hear about this Amazon because I was looking at Amazon Prime or Premium as it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's $119 a year,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're a student, and it's $59.99.
Yeah, 50, $60 a year.
And but with Amazon, to me, even though they have such a wide reach of things, and the thing is, like, okay, you could buy a lot of Afrofuturism products. You're not sure if they're from black-owned companies,
Nope.
but you could buy a lot of products. But when it comes to shows and streaming services, I don't know how well Amazon is good for that. You, like I said, you said you wanted to go off. Tell them.
It's stingy. It's so stingy. Not just with Afrofuturism stuff. It's just stingy. Period. They set up Amazon Prime as you get this exclusive access to certain things that regular Amazon members don't have access to, like free faster shipping, this, that, and the other, certain movies, certain content, certain books, certain Kindle books are cheaper through Amazon Prime. Fine. But then in recent years, I think in the past year, they started to add, no, either the past year or the past 2 years, they started to add on more to it, but you still have to shell out money for it already. Like, it's like a subscription within a subscription, and it blows my mind how it's set up. Like, for instance, for Kindle, there's Kindle, and then there's Kindle Unlimited, and then there's Kindle Library, and then there's some other Kindle thing. And then with those services, Kindle Unlimited, I think, now correct me if I'm wrong, y'all are free to correct me if I'm wrong later on if you do your own research or know more about it, but I think with Kindle Unlimited, depending on your membership status, I think it's either free for the first 3 months or it's free depending on what type of books that you're after. But then there's the Kindle Library where you can rent a book. And then there's just like this weird trade-in type thing where you have access to certain books for like I said, a certain amount of time, and then I think you can either trade or they'll like switch up the selection, and you have to pay money for that per month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I honestly it's ridiculous. It's like, wait, why? There's that, and then there's for video. Oh my god! Again, certain movies you still have to pay money, like $14 to buy or $3 to rent, that are popular. Like, and I know you and I talked about this all the time. The Star Wars film.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? The Force Awakens?
Mm-hmm.
That one. It's immensely popular. Like, you have the second one, The Last Jedi. What is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes. That's already like that's on Amazon Prime. I think that's on Netflix too for free.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but The Force Awakens, you still have to pay like maybe like $15 to watch to own it, and maybe like $4 or $5 to rent it.
And that's after you already paid for the Prime service.
Yeah, that's when you're with Prime. You still have to
Okay.
pay for it. You still have to pay for certain access to things, and it's like for me it's such a deterrent because it's like I went to Amazon Prime to at least have access to some of these perks, but I'm on a budget. So I have the
Right.
monthly plan. I used to have the yearly thing as a student, but now it's like monthly thing. And then
Right.
again, they brought up the price of that too. It used to be what 10 something. Now it's like $12 a month.
Um. Yes.
Yeah. hmm And then they pushed it up to 119 instead of 100 a year. No, it was
Mm-hmm.
99 something a year. Then they
Mm-hmm.
pushed it to 119. So I don't know what Amazon Prime is on. I have no clue what's going on with that. Like it's like at this point, if you don't even have Prime, you're pretty much SOL.
You're just cut off from a lot of
Right,
stuff,
you're pretty much cut
and I
out.
and that.
Ugh, it's
Yeah, and I
frustrating.
didn't know about that Kindle thing. But let's be honest, a lot of Afrofuturism right now does live strictly in literature,
Yep.
or at least is more prevalent in literature from what I get.
Mhm.
If you cut off from the library, you can't get to the books even after you just paid $100 a year or
Mhm.
whatever. And it's still like, okay, well, once you now pay this much and you may not still get access to it,
Mhm.
that's not good.
It's ridiculous. There's no
Yeah.
point to that. Like I said, it's a deterrent. It's not encouraging for anybody to continue that unless you're committed. Good for you. Do your thing. Do you. But that's just in the long run. It'll add up. It adds up.
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
does.
ugh. It's a
It's like
headache.
they're paying for you to get access to the store.
Uh
And that's, yeah, I
huh.
gotcha.
it's
Wow.
it's annoying. So the stuff that you don't have to pay for are okay. You could still enjoy them, but it's like, what's the point? It's like with movies, especially with movies. You look at certain movies that came out in the theaters; those are available. But again, other stuff you have to pay extra for. But the rest is like largely hit or miss,
Mm,
primarily miss, unless it's Indiana Jones. You can never go wrong with Indiana Jones. Um, yeah, so it's a headache. I'm not. I mean, I have it for life purposes, but I'm not.
gotcha.
I don't go on. I don't go on it too often to watch things.
Gotcha.
Mm,
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about the company that basically started it all. That got everybody a little shook. That's why we getting all these streaming services.
mm-hmm.
Let's go on to Netflix.
Yep.
And with Netflix, we have, like, I think, a really cool tier system.
Mm-hmm.
$7.99 basic.
Right.
You get access to their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
$7.99 a month, and it's for one account.
Right.
You get $10.99 a month. You
For
get download privileges.
yes,
I believe 3 accounts,
and
and you
better
can watch it.
quality.
Yes, HD. I was getting there.
Yep.
HD, and you get to watch it on multiple screens.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to $13.99 a month, 4 accounts, multiple screens, HD, download, all those things from the previous 2. And Netflix, even with the introduction of, like I said, Warner Brothers is starting to take stuff off of Netflix for the DC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have other companies moving things to their own side streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
But Netflix creating original content is such, even though some people question it, is such a good thing because it allows for new or more diverse things. We're seeing a lot of more minority stuff. We're
Yes,
seeing
we are. Yeah.
established creators go over there, like Ava DuVernay. Spike Lee got a new TV series on there.
Mm-hmm.
You get access to maybe even weird stuff you didn't know about. And Netflix's algorithm is so good. You could be watching something and they'll say, "Hey, you might like this." And you'd be like, "No, I wouldn't. This looks terrible." Click on it and you'd be like, "Yeah, I like this." And
And
it keep and especially when it comes to their comedy, especially some of the like lesser known comics, you will get a lot of diversity because there is a Malaysian comic. Never heard of them. I was watching somebody else comedy show. Netflix said you might like it. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. I'll stay up for another half an hour. Love the guy. Malaysian, I'm like, huh? And like I said, especially when it comes for that diversity, since they have to create so much more stuff and compete with people who have libraries that have been around for a couple of hundred years now, they take risk. Like they've done shows with a lot of LGBTQ representation. Definitely done a lot of shows with a specific focus on African American experience, like some of their hip hop shows or just some of their shows from Africa.
Yes.
And it's like this is becoming a very good platform for diversity.
It is, and I've also noticed like it also gives opportunity for kind of lesser known actors to really show their face and really at least have a foot in the door, because you notice with Hollywood, it's like you see the same at this, you just see the same faces over and over again. But the newer faces are usually breakout stars from like smaller production or a Netflix production. So, but I've also noticed I see a lot of Steven Yeun on Netflix shows or movies. I'm like, interesting.
Their algorithm says people like him, so they make more stuff with him and get more stuff that he's on. Like people like that, even though I don't understand it, but that Adam Sandler, they gave him that movie deal, but their algorithm, like, no, people watch Adam Sandler, and then after watching something from him, they watch something else we got. That's the point. We want you to stay watching us and not going to somebody else's service. And for them, so with Steven Yeun, they like, yo, people who watch Steven Yeun watch his stuff and stay on and watch more stuff. And so it's fascinating and how well they've done with it. Even though, like I said, there's been kind of a dip in quality when it comes to certain Netflix original things, but then you also see a large spike in quality when it comes to certain Netflix original things.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't want to say a hit or miss, because sometimes a lot of them fall in the middle. They're not too bad. Though I can say something about their horror selection, but that's another podcast.
But again, but their horror selection is getting bad. People are taking stuff off.
Yeah.
So they haven't found a way to make their own good horror stuff yet.
Yeah, that's true. But still, Netflix, honestly though, for me, it has a better selection than Hulu, sort of. I mean, Hulu sticks more to stuff that's already on television. I mean, so does Netflix with certain like CW shows. But Hulu does a lot more of that though, and then they too have their original content, such as Castle Rock, which uniquely drops. And what is the name of that? Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, those things, they drop like a new episode every week instead of dropping the whole season at once.
Yeah, because Hulu is more traditional TV based. Yeah. But let's get into Hulu. With Hulu, you have the basic plan, $7.99 a month. You add $4 you get without ads, so you don't have to have that TV experience. So it's $11.99 a month without ads.
Right.
But then you can pay the $39.99 a month, which allows for no ads and HD quality, multiple screen.
How much a month?
$39.99.
39 decimal point 99.
Yes, $39.99.
Okay, continue.
And
I'm sorry, I'm like, I do not remember hearing that option.
Yeah, it's super premium, high quality, no ads, nothing, movies, everything there. But it's $40 a month.
Jesus.
Yeah. And like you were saying with Hulu, Hulu is a place. Okay, this is the thing I get for Hulu, especially for the geek side of stuff.
Right.
So there was literally an anime, and you and me, and I told you, I was watching a YouTube video, and this person was talking about this anime, and it's from 1980 something, right. And they're like, well, you can find it here on Hulu. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, you can find it on Hulu. Let me type it in and see if I can find it on anywhere else. Non-existent.
Yeah, that's the
non-existent.
Thing. That's the thing.
And it was like, whoa. But then if you look for something that's new and popular, that is nowhere on Hulu.
No. That's the strange thing about it. That's why I'm like, the Hulu's very, like, it's a bit odd. Like, okay, recently, just literally this past week, I watched the original Ghost in the Shell movie. And
Mm-hmm.
I side note, I still feel like I need to watch the Scarlett Johansson version just to make the comparisons, even though like true fans are complaining about it. Not just for
That's
her,
because you like torturing yourself.
I guess so. I don't know, because I just want to. I guess I just want to see it without the hate against Scarlett Johansson, even though I still don't like her personally because she's an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand her. Anywho, yeah, just this recently, I watched it, and again, you can't find it anywhere. There's the movie
Yeah.
Akira. Both, I think the dub and I think the sub version is available. I think,
Mm.
but for Ghost in the Shell, only the dub version was available, so I was okay with it. But yeah, Akira is on there too. Like certain old school anime are on there that you cannot find anywhere else.
Yeah. And with Hulu, from my experience, there's a lot of older black stuff on here. I don't think I'm saying it right.
I know what you mean.
But
I know what you mean.
right, but like you can't find any new creators. You can't find any newer stuff. You find I don't want yeah, that actually works. You find more stereotypical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
black
Black
exploitation
folks,
stuff,
yeah, I was gonna say.
but you can't find any other new creators, people breaking those molds or just being like, dude, that's not us.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find those on Hulu.
No, that's more Netflix. That's what's so weird
Yeah.
about those two. Like Netflix, you find newer stuff. Some of them hit or miss, but it at least breaks the mold. Um, but you can't find old stuff on there. With Hulu, it's like the opposite.
Yeah.
It's like one of those like Hulu, like you said, it's more like television based. So if you have cable and you have like those channels where it caters towards like senior citizens, you'll see a lot of those
Yeah.
old shows like Facts of Life and Maud and
Right.
stuff
Right.
like that. Um, that's Hulu. That's Hulu right there. It's so strange. It's like literally those type of channels that just cater to that. And I'm asking myself if it's because that Hulu's connected to these television channels like such as CBS and Fox that holds a much older audience with the shows that they have, especially CBS.
Yeah, but it's that weird juxtaposition where you would think for them to try to keep that up and the newer generation their affinity for technology, you would be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let's get them something new so they can stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But instead
Right.
it's like, no, we're just gonna give you the old stuff that is driving you away from television anyway. And it's like, wait, what?
But
Huh?
but Hulu's
You
still
sure?
going strong though. Interestingly enough, I think it's
But I
because of
think
some of
that's because it's
their original
been
content.
right. And but it's backed I think it's mostly because it's been backed by the big television corporation.
Yeah,
If they didn't have those backings, I don't know if it
it
would
would have
stay around.
survived. No, it wouldn't
Yeah.
have. No.
Because again, it's we're not going to talk a lot about CBS, but I think that's the problem with the CBS streaming service.
Hmm.
It's geared towards a generation that is not really big into technology.
No.
But then they'll put a new show on there where geeks and nerds be like, okay, I want to see that show. But when that show's over, it's like, okay, I'm canceling my subscription.
Hmm.
I don't need this no more. My
Yep.
show's is off. It's gone.
That was me with Hulu at first because there was a show, Guilty Pleasure, that was
Mm-hmm.
on ABC. There's a lot of, I think
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of ABC shows on Hulu too, and
Mm-hmm.
they canceled it. Like the first season was like they weren't even done with the first season; it was already canceled. It was so bad, and they said that they were going to continue it, at least finish it off on Hulu. I did a free trial just to finish it, and I
Yeah.
canceled. And I canceled.
Yeah.
And then, because it's like, nah, I watched my show. I'm okay. I'm good. I got Netflix. I'm fine. And then, like a year later, no, not even. Yeah, like a year later, they're like, come back. We'll give you a reduced subscription, and here I am today. So,
Right. But it's a reduced price. You're not
yeah,
paying because it's nothing that's right.
exactly.
Yeah. But that you know what? But that's fascinating because then that brings us to the next subject. Because
Mm-hmm.
a service that's completely dedicated only to one channel,
Uh,
but that one channel works so well,
yeah.
you don't feel it like you do with, say, a CBS streaming service or with Hulu's finite selection sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
HBO Now.
Yes.
HBO Now is the HBO core streaming service, and it's $15 a month.
Mm-hmm.
But if you already have cable and you have HBO in your package, you get
Mhm.
access to HBO Go, which is connected to your account. So
Mm-hmm.
you automatically get it if you have HBO on cable.
Right.
And the weird thing with that is the biggest difference that I see between HBO Go and HBO Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you buy HBO Now, you get to stream it on more than one um, device.
Yeah.
But if you got HBO Go, okay, you put it on the computer or a laptop and you're good. But
Mm-hmm.
with HBO Now, you can put it on a phone, a laptop, a computer, and still have it on your TV. You know, it's just multiple places because you're
Right.
paying for that service, really.
Mm-hmm.
But HBO Go and HBO Now are doing well and have access to a lot of stuff because HBO premium movies and their original content is incredibly well done.
Nice.
And they take risks.
Well, that's because
Um,
that's always been HBO though.
yes, and that's the thing that's fascinating to me about that because there's still just one channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's only HBO, but the stuff that they do take risks. They take risks with more compelling content. They take risks with genders with LGBTQ stuff. They take risks with
Black issues.
black
A
issues.
lot of
Like
black issues.
Insecure is like one of the best shows out
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Yeah, hands
Um,
down. I need to
they
watch it.
did Fahrenheit 451 and
Mm-hmm.
put Michael B. Jordan in it. It's
Yes.
like, mm,
Mm-hmm. They're not afraid.
and
They're not afraid to
they're not
skirt around
afraid.
anything.
Exactly, and like I said, it's not things that are strictly dedicated to Afrofuturism on HBO a lot.
But there's a
But
chance that you have more access to
go
it,
ahead.
or at least more of that content will probably come up because you also look at sorry, with HBO in general. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you look at HBO generally in period home box office. The whole sole purpose is to give you content you otherwise cannot see on cable television. um,
Yes,
you otherwise, programs or content creators would have gotten in trouble for presenting. So with HBO, you even with children's television, with cartoons,
yes,
they have a lot of like African. I've seen a lot of shows that like revolve around African mythology. Like it's really cool. Well, it was a long time ago. I don't know about now, but I remember as a kid they showed a lot of that when I was that
hmm
age. So there's plenty of room. Honestly, to me, there's plenty of room for that kind of content to come up again and much stronger now.
and I think honestly, HBO is just a beautiful example of taking risk and still being successful. Because
Hmm.
again, you take risk and be artistic, but you still want to make some money.
Yep.
And they're like, no, this is how you do it.
Hmm.
This, you just give them quality content. I think that's definitely um, something that the Afrofuturism community can learn with. We just got to give out the quality content. That's it, and
Yeah.
you can be successful.
Right, because with Afrofuturism, it's more than just seeing our dark selves in sci-fi situations that we've always wanted to see, or even fantasy scenarios. It's more than that. It's literally a whole culture of Black people being creative, of Black people being
Hmm
innovative, because we are. But a lot of other shows, a lot of other genres, for some reason, like to cut that out, but
Yeah.
include technology invented, or at least have been had a foundation created by Black people.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right, and like I said, that's just a good example of how to do. But then you turn around, and now we get to our next topic. Well, not topic, but we get to our next streaming service, Verve, VRV,
Hmm.
and they're almost the complete. I don't want to say the complete opposite, but a conglomeration of that
Hmm.
because they're not just one channel; they are multiple channels
Bunch of channels, yes.
combined under one banner and one service.
Hmm.
And if I'm doing this right,
Mm.
the Verve premium service is $9.99 a month.
Yes, yes, it is,
That's
and
the combo
includes
service. You get access to
all the channels.
everything:
Yeah.
Funimation, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth,
Shutter,
Cartoon Hangover, and just a lot.
Shutter too. Like
And
if you're into that horror stuff, Shutter's
yes,
there too. Yeah.
and the thing about Verve is yes, it is focused on geek culture. It's
Hmm.
anime, but there are like classic cartoons. There's Freakazoid. There's
Yes.
80s cartoons, rip off some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Hmm.
that you forgot until you see it.
Yep.
And you get access to new content, like people that do daily content, like on YouTube. but they have their own websites and stuff. They put their stuff on Verb and they do special things on Verb. So you get access to Rooster Teeth who have daily content, period. But they're like, no, but then we also have these special programs here on Verb. Same thing with Cartoon Hangover.
Mhm.
Um, and then again, of course, the access to Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Mhm.
Just huge libraries of stuff. And you might think, well, there's not a lot of diversity in that stuff, but the thing is, there is. Because they'll have stuff on there you've never heard of that been out in Japan for years, but never came over here. You get it on Crunchyroll or Funimation on the Verb. It's there for you to look.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that is just a big opportunity because it's so many different routes you can go. Because man, Verb, like I said, Verb also has live shows on there. Just people talking on camera talking about geek stuff and then animation and then shows about the animation, role playing shows about tabletoppers on Verb, old school stuff. It's such a smorgasbord of that it kind of almost gets the same problem in Netflix that sometimes there's so much it's hard to find stuff, but
Mhm.
when you do find it, it's all there.
Mhm. And interestingly enough, certain shows that you see like on Verve are actually on Hulu too. So I'm asking myself, like, with some of these, like Funimation and Crunchyroll, you only like. I'm asking myself, like, how many deals did they do with some of these streaming services? Because, like, with
Mm.
Hulu, it's limited, but you could still see My Hero Academia. You could still see, like, older stuff like Cowboy Bebop. I think Akira is on Verve through. I don't know if it's Funimation. I don't remember. Um, so you can sometimes still see the same content in multiple streaming services, or at least
Mm-hmm.
two. But so far, I've seen it like with between Hulu and Verve. But that's because of like the separate like company of Funimation
Right.
or Crunchyroll.
Right. And I think that, like I said, those are the company deals
Hmm.
because, like I said, Hulu is more backed by the big corporations,
Yeah.
and Verb is a conglomerate of just all geek stuff. So
Hmm.
they're shooting for a more niche audience
Yes, it
instead of a
is.
more wider audience.
Hmm.
But it's also like, but that audience is so taken care of on Verb.
Yes, they are.
Like I
Like
said,
you.
I forgot. There's video game content. Like there's
Hmm.
just stuff there.
Yep, definitely. There's just like MythBusters worthy stuff on there.
Yes.
If I'm
Yeah,
not
and again,
mistaken,
that
I think
price.
one of the creators or one of the former hosts has a program on there, anyways.
I believe so. And
Yeah,
like I said, the price you can't beat. It's again, it's $9.99.
yeah.
It's $9.99 a month. You get all that stuff.
Same price as Photoshop, Lightroom,
Yeah. The only
the
thing.
Adobe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only thing that's with Verb is not multiple accounts. Like you can
yeah.
share like with Netflix. That's the
Hmm.
only thing, but it's not that bad.
Right,
Doesn't affect anything. It's just like
right.
you wish you could like
Hmm.
have two people watching at the same time, so you gotta wait somebody gets done.
Right. Yeah. That. I
Oh.
mean, for me, that's only a minor setback.
Hmm.
Because like you said, it's a niche type of thing. Like you'll find all that you want in geek stuff, but if it's like casual viewing, I mean you gotta be in a hurry to watch stuff on there.
Hmm.
Though they have some really cool content on there in terms of not just Afrofuturism, but just like cyberpunk stuff. Like there is an animated short, really well animated. Like it's really good. The plot is like meh, but I think it's just a showcase of the animation because it's
Hmm.
oh man, it's fantastic. I think I told you about it. I forgot the name of it. I saw it a while
The
ago.
X story.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember
So
when you told me stuff. What the hell?
yeah. I don't know. I don't remember how long ago I say stuff. But yeah, there's like really cool like little stuff like that. But then there's like I said, some channels have some really cool stuff, niche stuff too that you don't actually really see anywhere else.
Hmm.
Like documentary style movies, horror films,
Yes.
found footage stuff, um,
Hmm.
just all sorts of different types of stuff, which is like mostly independent films. That's another fun thing about it. Independent films are independent work, like not like the mainstream stuff you see so much, but like
Yeah.
they give a chance for quote unquote smaller content creators to have their spot in the in the I don't know. Spotlight
Mm.
something. I don't know. I'm short on words today.
And and also, if you want to expand your horizons, there's a huge library of Korean soap opera. A huge
Yes,
library.
yes, yes, there is. Actually, no. It's a good. I don't want to say substitute because Drama Fever is another streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have like this. I just recently found out because I used to. I have an account and I used to go on it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then I kind of fell off. Got busy. I don't know what happened, and so I wanted to revive my account and rewatch some of the stuff I saw a long time ago and see some newer stuff. And now it's so different because they have like a tier thing for their subscription
Mm-hmm.
service. But the thing is, certain content, like if it's a new show, you don't have access to the newer episodes if you don't have the like if you don't have the premium thing. You have,
Premium.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, but it's one of those, like, let's say a new episode drops today. If you have regular, you won't be able to see it until maybe Monday. But
Yeah.
the
Delayed.
premium, delayed. But I noticed though that some of the stuff that's already in my watch list that I haven't gotten a chance to watch are like, it's complete. Like the show is already done for like years now, but I still have to have premium in order to access the
To
rest of the
watch it.
episodes.
Wow.
And I'm like, hold on, wait, this doesn't make sense because they have like the frequently asked questions section, and they only specify the delayed dropping of the new episode, but they don't say anything about the older stuff,
Mm.
especially if it's popular. Like I said, it was my dilemma with the Star Wars stuff. And it's like one series I wanted to watch. I think it was called Airs, and they only have 2 episodes free. But then, oh no, you have to have premium to watch episode 3 onward, and it's like 20 episodes. I'm like, are you serious?
Mm.
And I'm like, wait, so do I have to wait a week? Like, no, I have to have premium in order to have access to the rest of them. And it's like, that makes zero sense. That's a
No.
deterrent.
Well.
That's for me.
Yeah. I'm
That's a
about to
zero.
say.
That's just for me. That's just a deterrent. There are other
Yeah. It's
series.
just a deterrent because they just trying to monetize their
Yeah.
library better.
Uh-huh. And it's
That's all it
smart.
is.
It's smart, but at the same time, like, no, because you look at other shows that aren't under that restriction that are done that I've seen before, or have, and some of them I'm not even finished with, but I don't need premium to finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm
So,
saying. They're trying. I didn't say they were doing it well. So
mhm.
they're trying to monetize their
Oh
life.
no, I know, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out the
It's
flaws of
just
it.
it's hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bad business plan. Yeah, that's
Mhm,
just because they think, and that's something that we talked about this before with geek culture.
mhm,
People realize that geek culture is big business, no matter how much people try not to just admit it. Like
mhm.
most of the most profitable movies on the world are all geek nerd movies,
Yep.
and they realize, especially with a niche like that,
Mhm.
excuse me, a niche like that, excuse me again, they're trying to get as much money out of that small community at once that'll do that as much as
Mhm.
possible.
Right.
So that's
And
all that. Yeah,
no, that's what it
yeah,
was. Yeah, because I remember reading an article about it, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense because give extra content to fans who want to, supplemental stuff along with their favorite dramas, this, that, and the other. That's fine, cool. But the implementation, sorry, is not done very well. And again,
yeah.
it a deterrent, and I can't. I'm like, I want to go on. Let's see if I want to watch a specific drama. I can't do that because I don't have premium. So I mean,
Right.
you have other streaming services that do have dramas, like Netflix does have Korean and Chinese dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Hulu has maybe 5, 6 dramas. Period. I'm like, why? And then you have Verve, which they do, right? I haven't gotten a chance to look at their selection, but yeah. So you can. I mean, you're not short on where to view them for your buck, but sometimes you just got to be smart about where you want to watch it without getting viruses on your computer.
Yeah, and that's another thing because, and that's something that needs to be looked at by the filmmaking community everywhere, especially in Africa, because there are a lot of African dramas,
Hmm.
based around like the soap opera type of story writing,
Or
and they
telenovela.
need to start, yeah, and they need
Yeah.
to start getting that type of access, but they need to be careful with stuff like that because like, hey, we might want to watch it, but if you do bad practices like this, yo, no matter how much you want to support, like yo, fam, that doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
People will be deterred.
Yep.
That, and that's the thing, and that's a big question I have now because, uh, like we said, this DC universe feels like it's going to be a game changer. It
Yep.
really does because it gives you access to so much stuff. And the competition that even Netflix might be a little.
Hmm.
Disney is
Yep.
announced they're supposed to be coming out with one next year,
Hmm.
and Disney has to be watching this. Like, okay, we got Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, our own Disney stuff. We still own the Muppets. We
Hmm.
got a lot of stuff.
Yep.
How are we gonna monetize this properly? Because they could do a flat fee thing. That's true,
Hmm.
but they might be losing out on a lot of money. Because again, you go to Netflix, they got the flat fee, $7.99. That's the lowest one we've had so far,
Hmm.
but it's really basic. But
Right.
you go to that little extra $13.99, but then you get access to multiple accounts, so your whole family can watch it. Which again, Disney's a family oriented service. They
Hmm.
always have been.
Yep.
And then you also get the HD quality.
Hmm.
Disney always re-releasing their stuff with
Oh
new
yeah.
technology.
Hmm.
Then you get the ability to download and carry it with you. Something Disney has been known to monetize super well. Remember the Disney Vault?
Yes.
All right, for a couple of years, this thing that you love, we're not gonna release it, so you better buy it right now.
Right. You need
Like
to get on it
that.
right now, and then
eh,
afterwards, it's going right back in the
mm,
vault.
but Disney, like looking at what DC is doing,
Hmm.
and then looking at how tier systems work with people in price range.
Hmm.
Like if Disney looks at all the stuff that we said, like especially like with Verve, because Verve is a conglomerate.
Hmm.
Technically, Disney is too. Like I said, all those different brands under one umbrella.
Yes.
You look at how HBO takes risk, but it's still a risk that's under their banner. Disney needs to take risk bringing out new stuff.
Hmm.
You turn around and look at Netflix again, where their tier system works, but how each tier gives you a new benefit.
Hmm.
You don't want to be like Amazon, like, hey, pay money for this, but then you gotta pay money extra after. Like, wait, huh?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
if Disney learns from all of these streaming services and puts that together, and then turn around because Disney's always been about diversity, and then
Hmm.
they're like, you know what? There are a whole bunch of African, Asian, Indian, Latino fairy tales that we haven't monetized yet. We'll risk them and put them on the streaming service. You are forcing people to come to you now.
Pretty much. And if they're like you said, if they're smart with their like package deal, they pretty much got their success set in stone. Like you said, they got to be
Mm-hmm.
smart about it. They have to be very smart about it, what the people actually want, actually listening to them, offering packages that will actually work for different households. You know,
Mm-hmm.
at least, have a flat rate, like starter, like 7.99
Right.
or 8.99 is not bad. 8.99 is
It's
not
not too
bad.
bad.
No.
It's not all.
Mm-mm.
No.
And you have access to the basic stuff. And I'm asking myself, since Disney has so much content, I'm guessing it has a little bit more than maybe DC, but to structure their service almost the same way, make it interactive
Yeah.
for the kids. Like
Oh,
you
and I
said, it's
forgot about
family friendly.
Fox.
About
I
what?
know, and I forgot they just bought Fox, so there's even access to more content.
There you go. Even more
And
content.
right, say if they have a separate like R section for their more Fox stuff, and they're like, hey, here's Fox, but here's also this collectible Predator statue that maybe you didn't know you wanted, but it's right there for
Just
you to
right there.
get.
Right.
And definitely with the Disney products alone, please, Disney stores
Oof.
alone, they do
Yep.
exclusive stuff on their streaming service. Like, hey, you can only get it here.
Yep. Nowhere else.
Like nowhere else. Like, because DC is already doing it. They just released the. I meant to talk to you about this. They just released the Justice League figures that are straight from the animated series.
Oh my
You can
god.
only get them through the service.
What?
You can't get them anywhere else right now. Like people have already ordered them and pre-ordered because it drops, and people are putting on eBay future listings. Like, yo, when we get it, we gonna sell them to you. Like, you ain't got them yet.
Right. And people are already bidding on it. That's
Yes. So
wild.
it's like, wow. But that was such a smart thing for them to do.
Now, hopefully, Disney, comes up with their own smart plan on their own. If not, it will blow up in their face.
Yeah, because
Oh,
especially with people being used to Star Wars and Marvel and already Netflix, If they start to move a lot of stuff away from there, but they're not offering anything different,
Right.
anything new, or access to new stuff,
Hmm.
it could be a bad decision on their part.
Yep. It could fall and it could fail pretty hard. So
Yeah.
it's a risk, but
Yeah.
hopefully they got a smart team because I've had enough of
They
bad
have just
decisions.
an observant team.
Yes. Yes.
Just look at what people are doing. Look at what works. Look what
Hmm.
people are complaining about, and don't do those things.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do the do
See,
the
now
opposite.
those are the we've talked about the paid stuff and speculated about Disney their price,
Hmm.
but then there's the free stuff like you got YouTube, Vimeo, and now Instagram TV,
Hmm.
and that's literally just you taking the initiative to look for Afrofuturistic stuff
Yeah.
and looking for Black creators. You just
Hmm.
got to type some stuff in, or you hear something, or you just interested and just start looking.
Yeah.
And I know YouTube does have paid services. I think it's what is it called? YouTube TV now,
Oh, I thought it
and
was YouTube
YouTube
Red.
Red, and
Yes.
no, it's so many. Oh my god, it's so many
Really?
different versions.
Wow.
Yeah,
No. No,
because they
thank
also
you.
got YouTube Music now,
Yes, they do. Yes.
and those are paid. Those are their paid services,
Mm.
and a lot of those things do have a lot of creator owned stuff. But I'm not sure from what I've seen, they're not all super diverse, and there's definitely not a lot of stuff that's focused towards Afrofuturism.
Hmm.
But again, on the free site, if you don't mind, maybe a little dip in quality because some things might be ripped or some things just might be, people doing it on their own by themselves. Then you have actually a huge library of stuff, especially when it comes to YouTube
Yeah.
and with Vimeo too. And with Vimeo, you do have to. I mean, you do have to pay for some stuff, but
Most.
again, they also have a free open part where you just search, you can find things,
Oh, you can find movies too.
documentaries,
Yep.
animation shorts, and things
Yes.
like that. And
Full.
Instagram TV is
Actually,
almost the same way.
yeah. Full. Actually, you can find full-length animated movies, anime movies on there too. Like I watched something last week. What was the movie? Is you know what? I'm not gonna say it. I feel like I'll get in trouble if I say it.
Well, you gonna
um.
say the name wrong?
No. 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 It's called The Children Who Chase Lost Voices. It's a gorgeously animated film.
Mm.
Like it's like just look it up and just watch it. It's really sad too, but it's like one of those movies where you can't really find anywhere else. Even in a,
Mm.
I think you have to pay for it either from YouTube or there's another streaming service. I forgot what it's called, but it's similar to Netflix. I think it's like under Sony. Sony has one
Okay.
actually. I forgot
It
about.
sucks. Sony sucks.
Yeah,
Sony
it's not.
streaming services. That's why I did not put it on the list. It's just
Pfft.
again. That's why I also didn't put CBS on the list. It's just like why?
It's like
Why are y'all doing this?
right. What's the point? No.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, like you can find access to a lot of stuff on Vimeo, on YouTube, and Insta TV. Now, I feel like it's curated in accordance to who you follow, though. That's the thing. You can look it up in the search and see what comes up, but sometimes you can also have access right away based off of who you follow, which content you're following, and participating in. And
I
from
think that's a
there,
good thing because
yeah.
it keeps you involved and up to date with creators. Because again, we have to support creators.
Mhm.
That's the only way we gonna be able to do stuff like
Mhm.
Disney and Verve. If we have to support the creators and following and making sure their numbers stay up and watching their stuff and sharing is a
Mhm.
big part of that.
Yes. Yes, it is. So there are a lot of options out there. There are a lot of really cool things that people are doing. Like I've also noticed with Insta TV, people are also doing tutorials on there too, just like YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
a part of my brain is like, is this the new YouTube? Is this like what if there's like a matter of time before Instagram tries to monetize it? Because I bet you they'll try to monetize it. Um,
Yeah.
just
Because
speaking it.
I follow a lot of comic book creators on Instagram, like you said,
Hmm.
writing pages,
Yeah.
and especially some of the smaller Black comic book creators,
Right.
which we will be doing an episode on, guys. So
Hmm.
don't that. They show a lot of stuff in their creative process and why they do it. They talk, and I'm like, that's what we need. We need to do more of supporting those people.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. There are a lot of options out there. A lot of really cool. Excuse me. A lot of really cool things to look out for. You have options. Go after what is best for your budget. what is best to your interest, what you're willing to invest in, what you're not willing to invest in. You got options, and if you can't afford, then just go free, go through the back
Yeah.
door.
And I think the biggest thing that we can take from this is like it's your initiative,
Hmm.
because no matter what your budget is, no matter what you can afford, but if you want to find this stuff, you want to find things about Afrofuturism, you need to go look for them no matter where you are.
Right.
And you gotta, and once you do, support them,
Yeah.
find them and support them, follow them, tweet about them, you know?
You know. Yep. Give opportunity for more content to be created.
So yeah,
People.
so no, we didn't give you a definite answer about which streaming service is best for Afrofuturism, but we did give you all the places you can find them. And like I
Hmm.
said, you just need to take the initiative, and you'll find a lot of really cool stuff. But
Yeah.
where can people find us, Polly?
I was just about to say. Like, you can follow us on Facebook. It's Afro Anime Initiative. Excuse me. On Instagram, it's one long word. Same Afro Anime Initiative. YouTube, Afro underscore AI. And on our Twitter, at Afro underscore AI.
All
Right.
right, and we've just started SoundCloud where we post our latest,
Hmm.
and that is Afro AI.
There you go.
All right, so thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Next time. Bye.
Bye.